Just about his partnership with Ishan Kishan, I think that mirrors the Steve Smith-Josh Inglis partnership a lot. There was one person who wasn't being able to go at that speed, and there was the other guy who was striking it at 200. Josh Inglis here is Suryakumar Yadav. Steve Smith there was Ishan Kishan here. Of course, where the game has changed is that Ishan Kishan actually picked it up and took his strike rate closer to 200, whereas Steve Smith was at around 120. So that's the difference in these two parallels.
I'll give you that. He's been after me all day. Okay. Yeah, look, I mean, yes, this partnership was had more substance. There's no doubt about it. These two batters looked very assured. And Ishan Kishan picked his bowler nicely. Like, that Sanga's over was the over for him to go. And that's the communication which I was talking about. Like, for anyone to be taking time in the beginning of the innings is basically showing you a sign of him being confident that once I'm in, I'm going to make it count. Now, what happens, say, if you go back to that phase, if you lose a wicket, then the pressure is higher. In the batsman coming in to bat. So that's one area of Ishan Kishan's game which he will have to maybe look to better by 10-20%. So can you get in as quickly as possible? Because once the dot balls are gone, they're gone. It might be easier for you if you play another 10 deliveries. It will be easier for you. But the batsman coming in, he's not going to find it that much easier because those dot balls are going to add to the pressure on the batter coming in. And that is something which a finer point needs to be looked at from the individual himself if he can better it by creating that single taking ability, or notching it just a bit higher so that the pressure is not there collectively. But when you're looking at once he catches up, he catches up so nicely that he has the ability of taking it to 200 strike rate as well. So you have to find that context between and the passage of play which we are talking about. 148 strike rate is a very healthy strike rate, but that one phase was a phase of concern. But both the batters going in, eventually you catch up. So that partnership, both were equally contributing and equally being dominant. Ishan Kishan in the later phase, Surya in the initial phase.
Sorry, my apologies. I said he was closer to 200. He was closer to 150 was Ishan Kishan with his strike rate by the time he ended. In defense of him, Parthiv, just in the beginning, that over that Jason Behrendorff bowled to him, those were all swinging.
It was swinging. There is no doubt.
Tough six balls to face first up.
It was, and that's what happens. And there's a quality bowler. He swing. Usually, when a left-arm bowler swings, it is very difficult to try and get the single off, or maybe try and hit him straight away. But you got to give credit to the way he was hitting that length. Even the next over after that, whatever he bowled, that was also very good bowl up. Just a six that went off the last ball of
2 overs 9.
2 overs 9, and there was a 1-6er out of it. But I agree with Zach. What he's saying that if you are getting 7-8 balls to just get your first run, that puts a lot of pressure on other batters and puts a lot of pressure on yourself also. That's when you will have to force yourself to play a bigger shot or a very riskier shot. That's when there are chances of getting out is higher. But so that's when you've got to make sure you have to make slight bit of adjustments where the way Jason Behrendorff was bowling, he was trying to swing it from fourth stump and going away from him. Maybe that's when you can try and change your stance a bit, try and come to an off stump, or maybe try and get closer to the ball, so if there is a contact with the bat, so that you can get a single. So these are the things which Ishan obviously can learn it. It's all about getting into the right tempo. Once he gets in, then we know how good a player he is. Out of this 58, 37 or 38 runs he has hit in boundaries, and he plays 39 balls. So we're talking about 37 runs of 7 balls. So that's the ability that Ishan Kishan has. 5 sixes and 2 fours, that's 38. So there's just 7 balls, and rest of the 31 balls, he scored another run. So I think that's something which he can think of. If he can just that 25% or 30%, because the dot ball percentage, if it comes down, he'll be a completely different batter.